an entrepreneur is like a roller coaster ride. One minute you're diving towards the ground, the next soaring to heights. So be bold, be brave, be honest and kind. Don't take any shit and stay focused of mind. Welcome to my show. I'm Gisele, Littrell, your honest CEO.
Hello and welcome back to Honest CEO. I'm your host Gisele Littrell, and today I have, obviously if you're watching the video, a beautiful, incredible co-host today. My guest, Davina Pacley, is a lifestyle influencer, inspirational speaker, self-love and confidence encourager, a plus-size fashion influencer, daughter, sister, and fierce mom of two future world changers. Holla!
Okay.
Who prides herself on being a positive light to the people around her. She's also the founder and CEO of Divinely Crowned. Check the notes below for links.
Yes.
She's a brand that encourages women to have self-love and confidence through faith, lifestyle, and fashion. Through her love and passion for fashion, modeling life, and her faith, Davina is on a mission to inspire women to embrace the queens within themselves. Hello, I want to be
Hey.
queen. I'm queen up in here. And so she believes that every woman is a queen in her own right, and her life is her queendom. I hope you coined that, like trademark that or something like that, because I absolutely love it.
It will be.
She plans to one day be a life coach as she continues her mission of encouraging women to be loving on themselves and embracing their queens within. For self-love, faith, lifestyle, and fashion inspiration, you can follow her on any of social media platforms. Again, check those notes below, and welcome, Davina.
Thank you. Man, I love how you read that. Can I have you introduce me every time?
Yeah.
I love
Carry me around with you wherever you want to go.
That was good.
I absolutely love your social media. Your presence on everything is so all about strength and encouragement and owning who you are and being comfortable in your own skin. And like, you do such a good job of actually projecting that into, like, and social media is a hard thing, right, to navigate sometimes, but you do such a good job projecting that into the content that you've created.
Wow.
I felt it, and I felt more empowered, and I'm like, queendom, like, I
Yes.
can own my own queendom.
Yeah.
Hello, hashtag life goals.
Yeah.
I'm already there, apparently. I didn't
Yes.
even know it. So tell me more. Tell me a little bit more about you and what brought you to this point in life.
Yes. So, so obviously the bio, that's like my backstory, but pretty much what brought me to this point is I've always wanted to be like in business. I was going to school for business and communication, and I got pregnant with my daughter.
I think we're both alum Edinburgh.
Yes. We have some Edinburgh juice in us.
Edinburgh.
Yes. We do. But so I didn't get to finish. Obviously I had my daughter and I kind of dropped out. But before that, had very low self-esteem. Like growing up, I was always the biggest girl in my family. In any of my like classes, everything. So that caused a lot of low self-esteem for me. And it really wasn't until my daughter, who is now going on 9, that I realized that, okay, this little girl is going to look up to me. She's going to, like, I'm the first woman she's going to look at and
mirror the
and
inner confidence as
for
well as
sure.
outer image.
So I was like, okay, I need to start just loving myself. And I've always loved fashion, but I always was like, I can't wear that. I'm too curvy. I got too much, meat on me to be wearing certain things. So I just started getting inspired by other plus size fashionistas, looking online for just different tips on how to, be body positive and wear what I want. And that's how it kind of started. I started an Instagram in 2018 where I was just trying to inspire other women. Hey, like, I know how it feels to be insecure, but let's still wear what we want, be positive. And I got so much good feedback from that. And it wasn't just from plus size women. It was from women of all ages, all sizes, like, Davina, I wish I had your confidence. And I'm sitting here
and
like,
your style.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm saying women of all, I'm one of those women of all sizes. and I've been all sizes in my
Yes.
life, right? I've been up, I've been down,
Yeah.
I've been everywhere. And it's so encouraging to see, like you said, the commentary that's on your feeds. And hello, like, go check her out because these outfits,
Oh,
you
thank
inspire me.
you.
I tried to, like, bring it to
Yes,
Dave.
I told her the purple is all you need. Listen, royalty, you're good, girl. So yeah, my Instagram was first Divinely Plus, and it was just like, okay, Divine is actually what the name of my name means.
I love the
Davina
play
means.
on your name.
Yes,
Yes,
so
it's
I always
beautiful.
was like, I want to use that somewhere, and I've always loved crowns. Even though I had low self-esteem, I always was like, I'm a queen, like, you're a queen. So
I'm not the only one.
No.
Mm-mm.
So I just kind of put that together, and that's how the name of Divinely Crown was birthed. And
I love
another thing, I only was going to do, like, for Divinely Crown, just like, I wanted to just put it on, like, t-shirts and everything. And just the more I started growing as an influencer, a plus size influencer, I'm like, no, this is about to be a movement. This is about to be touching women all over. And that's kind of how that came about. I've always said, like, I'm going to be like Oprah one day. I want to be a motivational speaker. I want to have intimate talks with people. Like, so just as I've been growing these last few years, like,
you heard it. The next Oprah is on my show.
Next Oprah.
You got it right here.
The first Davina Pacley. the next Oprah.
Davina
Okay,
Pacley.
similar to Oprah. Listen, so it's amazing to see how much everything's kind of come together off of me just overcoming my insecurities, in a way. So that is kind of
and it's such a journey, isn't it? Because we can't overcome every single insecurity all at once.
Yeah.
We've got to tackle one thing at a time. And I love that your daughter was kind of the motivating factor that really catapulted you into accepting who you are and who you're going to be. And I've known you long enough now to know that, like, this dream of becoming a life coach is silly because you already are. You are already coaching people in their lives. What you're doing with fashion is coaching. And maybe it's not perceived as that. Maybe it's not a one-on-one, but kind of like podcasting, you get to reach the masses with a message and an inspiration. And that's what coaching is. So you're doing it. So stop saying you're going to do it someday.
Listen, I still got things to work on too, guys. We are all human.
We are all
sometimes I do that. I'm like, I need like a certificate to tell me
No.
that. But no, you're right.
You don't.
I'm a life coach right now, guys. Okay.
It happened. Again, it happened
Yes,
right here
right
on
here.
Honest CEO.
Exactly.
You're welcome.
Yes. Yes.
Go back, listen to The Pause by Tiffany Colazzo, my first guest, and we talk about this, about women needing validation, and we don't feel like we can move forward in whatever our purpose is until we have that validation.
Right.
So, hey, I give you a permission slip
Thank
today.
you. Okay, right here. You heard it first on Honest CEO, y'all. Okay, service is coming soon.
Love it. So, what really inspired the fashion end of this? I love the creation and the internal motivation that you had. Where and when did this fashion desire to create your own image? Was this kind of like a lifetime thing? Did you love this as a little girl? Did you just feel insecure about creating that fashion?
Yeah. So that's a good question. We grew up in a house where my mother, she was the fashionista. So all of us were creative. Like, all my siblings are creative when it comes to fashion. We all have our own styles. But my mom was in retail. She is the biggest bargain shopper I know. But she, like, I tell people all the time, you can give my mother $50 and she'll bring you back like 3 bags full to the brim of clothes, good quality clothes. Like, and she said she learned that from when she was like 16 working a job. Like, her mom's like, you got to find your own clothes, buy your own clothes. And that's how it began. But my mom was always into fashion and just making her own outfits. And I got inspired by her, inspired by my sisters. So it's always been a love for me. But when I finally was like embracing, okay, I can wear this, and listen, you're gonna see my fupa, but I'm still cute, okay, type of stuff like that. But that actually, I even posted one time, like, fashion has become my lifeline. I've been through some things, and through my healing, fashion has like helped me heal, just helped me embrace myself find myself. I always say it's like, a work, like it's like art. Fashion is like art to me.
Agreed.
And that is my way of expressing my art and my creativity and my feelings. Like, you'll know when I'm feeling good because I'm really dressed, but you'll know when I'm not feeling so great, and I might not be that put together, but there's still some of my style in there. So it's just really become like a part of my therapy to be in doing fashion and styling and things like that.
So I just thought when you said that, how we kind of change our look to the emotions that we have for the day, the feeling that we have for the day, our moods. And I'm learning right now a lot about women's cycles and how we're on a 28-day cycle and not a 24-hour cycle like a man.
Yeah.
And learning how our needs change week to week depending on what hormonal cycle we're in.
Oh, yeah.
And accepting all the different phases. And sometimes we're more extroverted, sometimes we're more introverted. And I think even if we didn't know that because we didn't read the book, we have felt that way, right? There's different times in the month where we circle through, we're like, I'm feeling like I'm killing it, and then other times it's like, I don't want to go anywhere, I don't want to do anything. And I love that you just said that your fashion can really emulate the emotions that you're trying to express.
Right.
And I never really thought about it until you just said that. But I'm connecting those dots, like, doesn't that make a lot of sense? And what would it be like to encourage women to be able to embrace dressing for their emotions? And for one, it does help let other people identify, because we see how people are dressed and we treat them a certain way, right? When you're all like dapper and you're like, whoa, you brought it all up, where are you going? You know, you're about to show somebody.
I'm going to the grocery store.
Right. Exactly. Like, but you get treated a certain way. People will respond to that. When you're all wrapped up in your shawl and you're like, I just want to sit in the coffee shop, maybe Tipsy Bean, and like snuggle up on your chai or something like that. People are kind of like, she looks like she's here to be alone. Read her own book, and just, so I'm not going to bug her too much. So I like the idea that people will respond to how you're dressing, and maybe we should be intentional about that. What would that look like to you if we were trying to teach women to be intentional, or even men, be intentional about how you're dressing to express what emotional state you're in? Or
that's good. So like, I know we were raised on like, you need to be presentable. Even like in interviews, you got to be presentable, but presentable can look different to different people. You know what I mean? Like, so my presentable and your presentable, you feel like, well, I had to be done it, but I'm like, girl, your purple hair represents who you are. Okay,
let's just be honest. I love dressing up all the time.
Listen, and so it's just being intentional about showing who you are, and just man, say the question again, because I just feel like I was about to go on a tangent, and now I'm like,
I know, because it's all swarming around in your head. But being intentional about how you dress according to your emotions.
Yeah. So when you first started saying that, I'm like, oh, because I've been looking in the mirror lately and like, girl, get it together. And I've been like really in a place of,
you look
like,
great today, by the way.
Thank you. And I was like, let me get back to myself real quick. But just allowing yourself to be in the certain cycle, allowing yourself, like, if you don't feel a certain way, don't present yourself as a certain way. You know what I mean? So just like lately, I've been looking a little like not put together, and that's because I kind of been going through some things, and I'm like, I had to allow myself to go through that. I had to go through whatever I was going through and look the way I'm looking, you know what I mean? But now, like, when you look good, you feel good, and I wholeheartedly believe that. And it's just like pushing through those times where it's like, I just want to wear sweats, maybe a cute crop top and some shoes, and be on my way. Like, if you want to talk to me, you can. If not, it's okay, but I'm trying to get my mind right. But like, today, I'm like, I want to feel good about myself. I'm going to this interview. I'm going to have this conversation with a friend, and I want to feel good about it, and I want to bring my best, and this is my best, so.
It's almost like when, life coaches and mentors and stuff, they'll tell you, you put the motivational Post-it notes, and you have to change your mindset. Sometimes it's really hard to change your mindset, even with the little Post-it notes. Or,
or
meditating and meditating on affirmations and such, and you're like, and that's part of it, right? Changing your mindset. So this sounds like just one more piece of the puzzle to change your mindset, change the outward appearance to help change the inner feeling.
Yes, for sure.
Right?
That is so true.
Because I've done the same thing. I'm like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to go anywhere. I want to look like crap today.
Mm-hmm.
But you're like, pull your head out of your ass, Gisele.
Yes.
Put something freaking nice on. Own who you are in every circumstance. Because there's times when it's like, I know I have to present or I know I have to do something.
Mm-hmm.
And you're in that time of the month and you're just like, I don't want to do it. Like, maybe plan better. I don't know. But if you have to do something outside of how you're feeling, you can literally change your physiology by changing your clothes.
Yes.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, and you know, along with that, when I first started doing this whole, like, trying to be an plus size influencer, I would always say to myself, you just gotta fake it till you make it. You gotta fake your confidence till you make it. And I was watching a lot of YouTube videos just on how to heal, how to love yourself. And this one lady, I never forget, and I don't remember the YouTube video, but I remember what she said. And she's like, you know, we say you gotta fake it till you make it. And it's you gotta act the way you wanna feel until you feel the way you are acting.
Yes.
And I was like, wow, that is good. And so that's what I started doing. So I may not feel the greatest inside, but I'm going to act like it, and I'm going to, you know, put on my best, and eventually I'm going to start to believe,
eventually
you know,
you feel it.
I will feel it. And I'm telling you,
you know why? Because like a few people take a look and you're like, yeah. And then somebody gives you a compliment, you know? And I love being able to compliment people when they come into the cafe. First off, I love fashion too. And so I want to take notice. And when you see somebody who made the effort to put it together, like, comment on it. Say something nice to somebody.
Please do.
They're like, oh my God, somebody noticed the effort. And you don't know. Today might have been hard for them to put it together. So when you notice it, it's like women need to support each other. We have to affirm each other because we need that. And a lot of times we don't get that from a partner. So if you have the opportunity to be kind and say something to somebody and notice, I'm like, I love your earrings. I love your jacket. Like, girl, you're killing those shoes.
I love your toenail polish.
Yes.
Okay. It's cute, girl.
All of it.
Listen, that is me. I am the queen of compliments because I know, like, I know how it feels to
Oh, she walks in the cafe and we're like, girl, you're just, and she's like, no, you just.
Like,
I'm like,
listen.
And that's how we should be with each other.
We should queen support queens.
Support.
Okay?
Yes.
It's not, well, I'm a queen and I'm going to make you feel like a peasant. No, we're going to lift each other up. And that is so important. I don't think people realize.
Building the queendom.
Building the queendom. Okay? Like, let's build it together. Because the more we do, the more our partners and other people around us will see the light. Like, we need more light. There's too much darkness. Let's bring the light. Okay?
I 100% agree with that.
Yes.
I love what we're coming up with here. This is fantastic.
Know, this is great.
So, my next question then, like, what kind of observations have you noticed? If you can kind of take an objective view at your journey so far, you know, because we really want to help new entrepreneurs and business owners and, you know, women just on this journey of discovering their purpose and such. What have you noticed that things have gone right, things that have gone wrong, or maybe things that you've changed the direction of your path a little bit?
So for me, I'll be honest. When I first started, like, okay, I wanna have a business. I want to be a brand, and I'm going to go to these people that look like me, that are doing it. You know what I mean? And I honestly didn't always get the positive response from those people that were like out here, like, you know, really doing big things. It was the people that were doing big things, but they didn't make it known. They didn't. The people that were like, okay, I have a passion for what I'm doing, and I don't mind helping other people who have been in my position, who are just starting out. And I had to stop looking at those people that are like, everybody's giving them attention and they're all on social media or in the public and doing big things, but behind the scenes there's no integrity. So for me, it was just learning that I don't have to I don't have to reach out to those people. Reach out to those people that genuinely want to help. Like, I have a friend, I met her when I worked at the bank, and I called myself trying to have another business before, a gift basket making business. And I remember telling her about it, and she has supported me since day one. And like, it took me this year to really look back and be like, wow. And her name's Missy Monticello. I don't know if you know
I
her.
love
Yeah,
her.
Missy.
I
So
love her.
Missy,
She's so great.
she like I'm like, wow, you really have been riding with me since I was making gift baskets, and you're like, hell, she's like, I need 2 for an event, and I made them, and now like I'm doing Divinely Crowned, and she has been so supportive. Anytime she has information and or anything, she's always helping, and it's like she genuinely wants to see me win. And those are the people you want to be around. And I've been telling people on Facebook, build your own tribe. I know in our generation we're so no new friends. Like, I want all the new friends.
All the friends.
If they're genuine, if they want to see you win, if you want to see them win, like, I want all the friends. So just learning who is for you and who is not, and being okay with those people that are not for you, because I'm a very emotional person. I call myself a sweet savage. Like, I'm so sweet. I love everybody, but I'll play either but that sweet side, and that, like, I know how I am towards people.
Yeah.
I just wish everybody was like
you
that.
Deserve
you know what
that
I mean?
back.
Yeah, right.
You deserve it back.
So when you don't get it back, it's hard, and it
Yeah.
was hard for a minute to like swallow that. And I know you know my mentor Lori. She kind of had to tell me, like, listen, girl, forget those people. Okay, you know who you are. You know what you're doing. You know what You're here for a purpose, and forget those people. So just learning that it's okay that those big shots don't want to help, because at the end, when I'm in that position, I know what I want to bring to other people. So it's learning. It was really learning. I needed to go through those experiences to get where I am, and I'm sure there'll be other times where I have to.
Oh, for sure. There's always
always
more. Always. So what do you envision for your coaching? That obviously you're already rocking it. What do you envision for the brand? Maybe are you looking possibly at doing your own clothing line or something like that? Because I feel like maybe I didn't read about it, but I'm like, I kind of feel like this could go down that path. So what kind of vision do you have for the company and the brand? So
the exciting thing is right now I'm actually in a 12-month program. I don't know if you've heard of Paramount Pursuit, but I got accepted into that program.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I've been really trying to turn this from just a brand that is on social media to like a business. And my dream goal is to have a self-care center, not like a spa, but like a almost like a self-care cafe. And I have so many visions for that. So that's my biggest goal. Maybe have some all around. But yeah, I'm gonna order up some self-confidence. Yes, okay. You come here and just feel like, just be in the atmosphere of the Queendom.
I'm gonna have a cup of leadership over here. I see this cafe already. I want to go. I want to partake.
Event. So I am hoping to just, that will be my biggest goal. But yes, apparel is coming. It's coming.
I love it.
I just did a fundraiser. I just kind of put myself out there, and that was hard for me. I did it was called Indiegogo. I did a fundraiser just to kind of get some support for starting my merch. That was like I said, that was one of my biggest things in the beginning. I just haven't had the funds to get there. So Divinely Crowned merch is coming. Woo! When you wear my apparel, you're just gonna feel like a boss.
I'm gonna own it.
Yes. So that is coming. I would love to do more life coachings. I'm actually, when I leave here, I'm going to work with my website developer who I'm going to have a whole life style website for Divinely Crowned.
I love it.
I can even share like some of the things that will be on there are self-love and self-care ideas. There's tips on like, okay, what to do today to make yourself feel better. And one thing that's been big for me is like buying myself flowers. I remember when I worked at the bank.
Too.
Yes.
I do that too.
I love it. Like, I used to be like, dang, I wish some guy would like send me flowers.
Right. I can afford the damn flowers.
Exactly. But it's
buy them.
Right.
Smell them.
So every time I'm at the grocery store, I buy my little $4 flowers from Wegmans.
Yes.
But like those little type of things that some women don't realize, like, self-love and self-care is not that hard, but sometimes social media makes it seem like it is. But there's going to be tips like that. There's a playlist cafe for all songs that get you in the mood to love yourself, and just feel good about yourself. There will be fashion tips on there. A big part of my brand is faith. I'm big in my faith. There will be faith tips and scriptures and things like that on there, and just so much just to show women like, hey, this is a space where you can come and get all the good queen vibes.
Yeah.
I'm big into birthdays, so I'm trying to do something where I can give tips on how to celebrate your birthday.
I am one of those girls that
yeah.
thinks like we should be allowed to celebrate our birthday the entire
all
month.
month long. Listen,
The
my
whole month.
birthday's next month, and be prepared, Gisele, because I'm gonna be talking about it all month long.
I'm glad we're not in
okay?
the same month. I'm
Yes,
October, so
yes.
that we can like
Oh,
totally
yes.
focus on each other.
Yes, we can. Yes, so
I don't want to share that space.
no, right? No, me either, girl. I feel you, girl. Listen, I'm selfish about my birthday. That's like birthdays was my first time since I was little. Like my mom's like, you've been loving birthdays, and that's where I felt like it was all about me and
Same.
no one else mattered, and that was from low self-esteem. Like I had that, like, well, my birthday is when I
When the
matter,
world
right
received me.
right, exactly.
You're
And
welcome.
Yes, so that genuinely was like the first time I was like, this is my only time I can have confidence. So I'm putting my blinders on to what anybody might think about me. So
like I see on your website, every day's your birthday.
every day.
Every day's your birthday. Own
yes,
that kind
I'm
of
receiving
confidence.
gifts and whatever services, whatever you want to give me. But yeah, so those things will be on there. I definitely like I said, life coaching is definitely a part of, and I've been learning there's different types of life coaches.
So I mean, life is very diverse,
Yes,
right?
it is, and I
The
just think
coaching
that
should be
yeah.
too.
So I think it's so cool that like there's not one type of life coach. There's career life coaches. There's
Yeah.
happiness, and I'm all about the happiness
Right.
and loving yourself. So just that I have a YouTube channel. Been slacking on it. I got my Mac that I've been wanting, and so it's
all the things are
all
hard.
the things
They're
are
time consuming.
yes, time
and
consuming, and I
there's
got
so
two
much to
kids,
learn,
so
yeah.
I'm just trying to
So
balance and not
less
be hard on
pressure.
myself. Yes.
Do not be hard. You can only
Yes.
do what you can do in the time, and the world's gonna receive what you have
Yes.
in full when
sure.
it's meant to
For
receive it.
sure. And
So-
yeah, even being on this podcast, Gisele, like I thank you, because this has been my goal to just start doing this, have conversations and get, be with other people, like-minded people. So I thank you.
You're
for this, 'cause it's been good. So, but yeah, just every day I'm deciding to do something new with my brand. So just stay tuned.
We have
and
to
follow
stay
your girl.
updated,
Yes.
so make sure
Yes,
we'll keep the notes updated so that
Yes.
you can make sure you get to her site so she updates them.
Yes.
So for like anyone listening who's just learning about going into business or considering it, or maybe they've just entered that space, or their first day journey, they're hearing this and they're like, wait, now I think I want to own my own brand. She can do it, so can I.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to do. Definitely want to inspire people to start walking in their own creative, individualistic path. So going into entrepreneurship, going into starting a brand, going into owning your confidence, what do you wish you had known up to this point? You're still pretty early on in the development phase, but there's so much to learn in the first few years, and that's what we want people to know, is just how much you can really absorb and implement. So what do you wish you had known already going into it that maybe would have helped change or shift or direct, or what? What do you think that is?
Oh, so with this business program I'm in, you don't really know a lot. You think, like, you see what everybody's doing on social media and like, oh, I got my LLC, and but
There
that
is
is
so
not
much
even,
more
there's
than
so
that.
much,
So much
there's so much more. I'm like, what am I getting myself into? But just doing the research on what programs are out there that really help you, talking to people. Don't just Google things. Like, I know people rely on Google a lot, and that's great, but you really have to put yourself out there, and don't be afraid of putting yourself out there, even if it's just to one person. Just talk to people that are doing what you're doing, and see what resources they use. So, because that's
So
big.
you didn't reach out to as many people as you
Want,
now know you should
should have.
Are
And
you
I
starting to do that then? Are you
Yes.
starting to reach out to more people as you grow and develop this?
For sure. I've definitely been reaching out to more people, and just
How have they received you in the fashion world? Because I mean, for me personally, anybody I reached out to, for the most part, was very helpful.
Yeah.
Maybe limited information, but always something. People usually give something. So how is that in the fashion world? How are you being received?
So honestly, in our city, we don't have like a lot of fashion
Agreed.
like brands and
Yes.
people. So I've reached out to a lot of people out of our city,
Right.
and I have gotten so much help, like so
Good.
much good response. So many. I'm actually been brand ambassadors for different products and things
Yeah.
like that. So that was exciting. But I have been there's a few people that I've like really built a relationship with over just social media. So the fashion world can be crucial, but the people that I have reached out to have been very helpful, to just give me advice. Even with a website, like my website, the guy doing my website, I actually went to high school with him, and just seeing how he's willing to help me. So just that was the biggest thing for me, is really putting myself out there. What I wish I would have knew is how time consuming it will be, especially with children.
The sacrifice. This is
yes,
almost
it's a
always
sacrifice.
the number one thing, and it's the one reason why I try to deter people from starting their
Yeah.
business when they first talk to me, because I'm like, no one understands the amount of sacrifice it takes, the time, the mental stress, the
Yeah.
emotional stress, all of
Yeah.
that. And remembering, and this is why I think the movement of remembering to be a human being, because there's so much sacrifice involved, you have to remember. And this wasn't as important in the past, because male dominated patriarchy
Yeah.
lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
A business and career. But we are so much more dynamic in
Yeah.
how we need to receive in order to give,
Yeah.
emotionally and such. And we're the nurturers that take care of the home and everything.
Mhm.
Especially, you're a single mom.
Yeah.
Plenty of single moms out there
Yeah.
trying to start businesses. So hopefully, people can, if they don't get anything else from all of these podcasts,
Yeah.
everyone says the sacrifice
It
is
is.
real. It's
Yeah.
so real.
Yeah, and I just been telling myself all week, like, you are gonna have to cut off a lot of things. Like, you can't just like go and have fun all the time. Like,
Right. You gotta
have
prioritize.
to prioritize. Like, my kids keep me motivated, because my daughter, she, going back to like why I started this, she has more confidence than I ever had at 8 years old.
Good.
She already tells me, Mom, when you get old, I'm taking over Divinely Crowned, like all this stuff. And I'm like, if you want to, baby, don't worry. Like, I'm not pressuring you. I'm not gonna be one of those parents like, I expect my
Right.
kids to take over. But if you want to, you
Yeah.
can. But just knowing that I'm doing this for them, and just to build a legacy, it gives me the motivation. But it is hard. It's hard,
Yeah.
especially I work a full-time job,
Yeah.
regular job, and then trying to do this on top of that. So it's really about finding balance, and that is something that, like, find the balance and don't put pressure on yourself. Like,
Yes.
I'm in a group with a lady. She's been planning for 3 years to finally open her business, and she finally did. So don't look at social media, because that's what I was doing a lot
Yeah.
too. Looking at social media, seeing where everybody was at, seeing how fast their business or their brand has grown, and I'm like, wow.
A lot of times it seems like it just skyrocketed, and
Yeah.
it didn't. You don't know the 5
You
years
don't.
it took for them to get successful in 3 months on
Exactly.
Instagram.
Exactly.
Nobody just skyrocketed in 2 days on Instagram.
No,
It didn't happen.
So definitely me just not looking at that, and just being gentle with myself and my progress, because
Yeah.
like I keep telling myself, like, man, I believe my brand is gonna blow my mind.
Yes.
Like, I'm gonna get to a place where I'm like, I did not see this coming.
Yes.
And it's great, but just like really having patience with yourself and finding the balance of, taking care of yourself. So I feel like that's a lot.
Agreed. And I was on another podcast talking about that. They asked me the balance question, and I'm like, I don't believe there is like this perfect balance ever of a work life. There's always just a reprioritizing on your list. This week, the business is more important. Next week, my kids are more important because of immediate needs and emergency situations, and just the ebb and flow of like your business is going to require a little bit more at times and then a little less, and life requires a little more from you sometimes than others. Your health, you might get sick or something, and so you just have to keep adjusting the priorities, the main priorities that are on the list, and let the things that aren't going to feed into your business, your soul, your life, your family, you got to let those things go for now.
sure,
Maybe not
for
forever.
sure.
It's not that they're bad things. They just need to go for a little while. And that's the balance. It's just constantly moving the weights around, right?
And and now that I'm thinking of that and how you said that is like what I would have learned, like, keep a calendar.
Yeah.
Keep calendars. Like
I keep several calendars, and
I'm
I
like,
designate them for different things, so I don't get them all hodgepodged into one.
Yes, keep
Yeah.
a calendar for friends, for
Yeah.
everything, because like you really don't realize. Like I used to be like, I'm just gonna keep it in my head. I remember on August.
I set alarms, reminders, the calendar.
And you really, those are things like you're saying, like what you have known. Just really try to prioritize your time and really take yourself seriously.
Yes.
This is what you want to do. Take yourself seriously,
Yeah.
and take what you want to do seriously.
I like to say, not really pretend, but embrace the fact that you're worth $1,000 an hour.
Mhm.
And if you cost $1,000 an hour, how would that change what you do?
Right.
And if you think, if I can make $1,000 an hour being who I am in what I love to do, and I can only make $10 an hour doing that,
Yeah.
do I want to do this or do I want to do that?
Exactly. That is.
Do I want to
good.
hang out with this
Yeah.
person who treats me like I'm worth $1,000 or this one who treats me like I'm worth $10 an hour? Right. So I think that knowing your worth and knowing your value helps to reprioritize that list.
That is true. Yes.
So how about if you could tell somebody one thing, the one thing you need to know that's kind of a universal knowledge, like you want to get into business, here's something that you've learned that you say you need to know this. If I could share anything about this experience, this one thing that would help them get into business. I know there's not just one thing, but if you could say that everyone has it, you know what it is. You're like, if someone walks up to you and says, I want to start a business, the first thing I'd say is, no, you don't. Because you don't know the sacrifice. Like that's the first thing I say. So what's the first thing you would say to somebody?
Oh, jeez.
I know, and you can't take sacrifice because I already used it.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. I mean, the first thing.
First thing that comes to your mind, be honest. This is Honest CEO.
Do not expect your family, to fully support you. And I'm saying that as in, or your family or your friends.
Yes.
To be your number. Yes, those closest. And before I fully get into that, let me say this. I have a great support system.
Right.
My immediate family is great.
It comes out of their fear of your failure.
Right. Exactly.
Not your fear of failure,
or
their fear.
Or not understanding, like, wait, what do you want to do? Like, but my immediate family, shout out to the Pacley family, because they're the bomb. Like, my parents, my siblings, but there's people that are still in my corner that were like, oh, okay, like, but what is it that you're doing? And that really is hard on you.
Except that they can't see the vision.
Yes.
Because you're the visionary.
Right.
You're the creator,
oh my
not
gosh,
them.
you saying that, except that they can't, or people in general are not going to see the vision, because it may sound weird, crazy, but when it happens, they're going to be like, oh. And I do, like, I know I don't have no, like, technical, like, oh, you should have knew about taxes and stuff. But that was big for me, because like I said before, like, I do care about what people say, or like in a way, like I've gotten better at not caring, but like that's big to like, I'm like, I have this vision, it's gonna be bomb, and everybody's like, but I don't get it, like, and that crushes you, because it's like, okay, well maybe I shouldn't start this,
right?
Like, maybe I shouldn't do this, and just be okay with not getting the support that you need, or from the people that you want it from.
You joined a program, which is like the next thing I would say to answer that is to make sure, and I always stress this, get a coach, get a mentor, get them all. You need both.
I didn't think of that. Like, that's the number one.
But that's exactly where you're leading. Don't lean on those closest to you, because they don't necessarily understand where you're going. You have to lean on people who have been there. And they're doing it, and they've helped people get to there, and to help you focus and know what you need to know. So that's what you're doing.
Yes. I don't know why I didn't think of that.
That's what you were saying.
That's what I was saying, but not saying it. And that's why I had Gisele to translate for me. That's what I do. I'm a translator. She's been doing this longer. So listen, like I said, for me, with this, I'm just now saying, no, this isn't just a brand, Davina. This is a business.
Yes.
This is going to be your livelihood one day. This is going to be what pays your bills. Like, you got to look at it like that. So I'm still learning to transfer from that, like, oh, I'm just going to be a social media person, to like, oh no. Yeah. So I'm still learning. But yes, do get a mentor. I have a few mentors. I have mentors.
You need more than one.
And you do need more than one for different parts. Like, me being a lifestyle influencer and a self-love influencer and things like that, that takes some therapy sometimes, because
Yeah.
I'm still trying to work on
Yeah.
myself, but know that I want
How
to
does your message grow
Right.
unless you keep working
keep
on
working
yourself?
on yourself. So like
Yeah.
those, you need a therapist, you need a business mentor, you need a spiritual mentor, you need another business
You
mentor
need a
for this.
crazy-ass coffee shop owner.
Yes. Okay. Listen, this is my girl right here. Listen, I literally, I'm telling you guys, I'm not just saying this.
Because she knows
Tipsy
what you
Bean,
need
yes.
on a daily basis.
Tipsy Bean has become my favorite coffee shop. Okay, forget Starbucks. I'm with Tipsy Bean.
If
but
anyone has wondered how
yes.
I find these amazing guests to
She
bring
knows-
on this,
she
I don't go
knows. She was-
anywhere.
She's like, I'm gonna create a coffee shop. And I'm gonna just start meeting
They come.
people, and then
They
we're
come.
gonna start bonding. And she did it. And listen, go to Tipsy Bean,
Go to Tipsy
okay?
And if you can, you can hit me up on social
yes,
media.
yes. So yes, just going back to just building relationship. Like,
Yes.
I highly recommend. Don't think you can do this alone.
Yeah.
You cannot do this alone.
No man is an
You-
island.
yes.
I wrote that song.
Oh, okay. I need to go listen to that. Yes, but literally, like, that's one thing that I learned in the beginning is just stop. Don't try to do it alone. Don't look at what other people say they did to get where they are. Do what's right for you, and that is getting mentors.
I love that. I don't think you could have had a closing remark better than that. But is there anything else you want to share with anyone out there that's listening to, that little girl that might be listening to? Like, anything else you want to share?
Yes. So I got these little mirror markers, and I for months, like when I first started like really being serious about my brand this year. Like, not saying I wasn't before, but this year I was like, no, I'm gonna make things happen. And I said, do it scared.
Making it that priority.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do it scared. Like, don't let your imposter syndrome, which I have and I'm still working through, and don't self-sabotage yourself by talking yourself out of what you can do. Do it scared. Because when you do it scared, it's the best feeling in the world. I'm telling you, like, I've literally been telling people that lately about everything. I just was telling a girl, she had posted on Facebook about, her getting a new job, but kind of scared to leave the old one. I'm like, do it scared. Like, that's literally been something I've been saying.
that.
And just doing it scared.
That reminds me of when I went skydiving, and I wrote a song called The Dive, and it's actually about entrepreneurship. It's paralleling the skydive with entrepreneurship, right?
Yes.
And when you said that, it reminded me because you skydive scared. You don't do it full of confidence and jumping out because it's your first time ever jumping out of a plane. It's scary, even though I was looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I wasn't apprehensive, but I was still scared. Like, you're leaning on the edge of the airplane, flying really fast, and you're like, I'm a little scared now.
Yeah.
But if I hadn't done it scared, I would have missed the experience of free falling through the sky and seeing a horizon further than I've ever seen before. And so I think that's kind of a cool parallel, to think.
I did not quote that. I mean, I quoted that, but I used it and I adopted it, and it's mine. I
love it.
And it really makes a difference. Just like you were saying about jumping out of a plane. Like, I want to do that, and I one day, and I'm
Let's
like,
go.
I bet you that's the freest feeling.
It is.
And that's how it
is.
feels when you are doing things that you want to do and doing them scared. Don't keep talking yourself out of it, because you'll be
when
looking,
I tell people, you shouldn't do this if you don't understand the sacrifice made. But once you get through some of those sacrifices, the freedom on the other side is why I do. Because they're like, well, if it's so bad, why are you doing what you do?
Yeah.
I'm like, freedom is the answer.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like, I do modeling sometimes, and even that was scary. Like, but when I did it, and like I did the year before the pandemic, I did it was other plus size women, and we did a shoot on the beach, and I was scared. Okay, I was scared because I'm like, first of all, I don't wear bathing suits all like that, and what are people gonna say? Or we're gonna get clowned, everything. And we did it, and it was the best response. So many people were inspired and encouraged, and I really take that with me, because it's like, wow, people don't even know. Like, I was a little insecure girl, and doing that and inspiring people, like, it's worth the risk of taking a chance on yourself and doing things scared. So just be
I
gentle.
hear
and
everything
yeah.
that's going to be on your website
Yes.
and all this. It's so inspirational. It's just beautiful, and I absolutely love it. And I just
I'm
love
so
how you're just
excited.
reaching all kinds of demographics.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
I don't even think, like, I know you're going to be amazing. I know this brand is going to be ridiculous. It's going to take off. It's going to be global.
Yes,
I feel it.
speak it.
I am believing it. It's going to
Yes,
happen
thank
because
you.
I took 30 seconds on your site, like, holy crap. Like, I want to know more about this. Like, what are these
Yes.
hashtags? What are these powerful statements? Queendom and divinely crowned. I'm
Yes.
like, I want to be that.
Yes,
Like,
come on, queens.
and
Like,
you're just
listen.
going to create this platform of affirmation and permission. Like, we
Yes,
started
thank
this conversation
you.
off with, like, giving all these women permission to
Mhm.
walk into themselves.
Yes,
You know?
yes.
I love it. I'm so
Thank
glad you
you.
came and
Yay.
talked
I
with
am
me about
too.
this. It's
Thank
such a unique
you.
topic. Not
Thank
everybody's
you.
in this industry,
Right.
and especially around here, like you said,
Yeah.
it's not an industry that's really forward in our
Yeah.
area. So
Yes,
I love
for
that you're
sure.
kind of
Thank
cultivating
you.
that
Thank
for us.
you.
So
That is so true. That's another reason I was like, I don't see this. Like, we have all these male
Yeah,
brands,
yes,
but we don't have anything for us women.
strong female.
And that's
brands.
why I can't wait to get my apparel, girls. It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming, ladies.
You guys check out the
Okay.
notes
Yes.
and follow Davina on social media. She's on
Yes.
Facebook, Instagram, all the things. And you'll be seeing a new website very
Yes,
soon.
very soon.
So I'll make sure I update that.
Yes.
I hope that this has been truly inspiring for everybody and that you continue to follow Davina's journey and that maybe this is a similar journey that you're having. So feel free to comment, ask
Mhm.
questions, and I know they'll get to her and she will answer
reach
them.
out to your girl. I am, listen, my DM, slide in my DMs.
Slide it in there.
ladies.
All right, everyone. I appreciate you listening, and I hope you have a wonderful, a prosperous, and productive week. Peace out.